Evening guys, welcome back once again to the channel. It's your boy Vexed again with the Tier 1 drivers from the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 in the Gt7. It's season 11 round 7 here at Spa. So courtesy of Iggy, I've actually got some nice little before we get into qualifying obviously starting at 8 o'clock, so in just over 10 minutes, 12 minutes to be precise. So the title fight is at the moment between Sonic, Viking and Iggy, the Time Lords. Iggy is obviously at the top of the standings at the moment. Apparently for Viking to stay in the fight, he needs to outscore Iggy by 1 point. For Iggy to wrap up the title tonight, he needs to outscore Sonic by 11 points. But I think Iggy's going to be going for the perfect finish again tonight. I reckon he may be able to make 2 out of 2 again. Obviously he's had 2 out of 2 the last 2 weeks running, and I believe also the fastest lap as well. So yeah, he might have it sewn up already. Bomber, yeah right, he scored his first Tier 1 podium last week and took home driver of the day apparently. So apparently, in terms of the race itself, rain is possible, and it quite often happens around Spa. Obviously, as you know, we're in the foothills of Belgium. There's going to be the 24-hour layout, so obviously the long pit lane, so pit stops will be around a minute. Tyre wear is apparently very low, which is definitely a different situation to the other rounds this season. We've had some very, very high tyre wear tracks so far this season. So I think the sprint is going to be full beans all the way, says Iggy, and minimal laps on the mediums in the feature. Also, the pit lane exit is very tricky, so we're going to have to watch out for them penalties. Obviously, there's going to be some guys probably picking up some bit. I think we got some last week, didn't we, on the pit entry into Michelin Road, Atlanta. Obviously, it is very sketchy downhill and off to the right there, just as you come under the Armco bridge. And yeah, a couple of people getting that a little bit wrong. So a quick rundown through the standings as well, just to remind you all how it stands and what points people are on. So the mighty Iggy himself, he is in first place with 196 points. He is 32 points ahead of Sonic King, who's in second place currently. Viking Dog is in third with 152. He's 12 points off of Sonic King. Then we have BX in fourth place in that Peugeot VGT. He's got 137 points. He's 15 points behind Viking. Caplero GT, he's had a cracking season, hasn't he, in the Mercedes AMG 20. He's on 123 points. That's only 14 points behind BX. And then Bomber, yeah right, he's in sixth position in the Mazda RX Vision with 104 points. Well, that's your top 6. Alex is there in 7th. We've got Chris in 8th. Rayo Chan currently 9th. Gapel is 10th. CMP 23 is 11th. BR4JK is 12th. Owen is 13th. Visaris in 14th. Ben currently 15th. Fatban 16th. Isaac 17th. Sick Boy 18th. Just Mortal Velos, who we've seen a couple of rounds this season, haven't we? He's there in 19th. And then Mackey's Gherkin 20th. Jay's, he's in 21st, and Leper bringing up the rear in 22nd. Obviously, you can only have 15 drivers at any one given time on track, so I guess names there will be stand-ins, possibly reserve drivers. But yeah, I think your top 14 at least, top 15, maybe even top 16 have definitely made it for most rounds. I know Fatban only came in the last couple of rounds, didn't he? So, but yeah, that's some nice little statistics there for you all this evening, courtesy of Iggy. As I say, he did send me a message earlier and filled me in on some of the ins and outs and stuff. Obviously it's quite easy for me to find the tables, but you know, it's nice to get some help with it sometimes, and I fully appreciate that, Iggy, so thank you very much for that, mate. don't think his name's Mark, it's Iggy.
Wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. Shut up, Trump. You slag.
Stop it.
I digress. So we're waiting for qualifying to start. Obviously, it will start at 8 p.m. We've still got another 7 minutes of free practice to go. Sonic King has currently got the fastest time on the board with a 2:16.084. Iggy's fastest currently is a 2 minutes 16.362. So we'll stay on board for a lap with Iggy and see what sort of pace he has around here. And I think he's on his third lap on them softs, and he was saying a tyre wear shouldn't be an issue around here, but I'm not too sure. I think it may definitely be an issue for some of the drivers, for some of the cars. Obviously some cars better than others on the tyre wear. He's currently putting a blue sector there. That's a personal best through that middle sector. I think it was nearly 2 temps up through that one. Coming up to the final chicane now. This is where some shenanigans can happen at times. People trying to go for moves at the inside, but not managing to get the car slowed down all the time, and yeah, you can imagine how that goes. So he actually does take the fastest lap there. Right at the end, he was putting in blue sectors. It was a purple right through that final one, though. He's done a 2:15.976. Can he do that in qualifying? We'll have to wait and see. And I think that's a new name here, Philip. So Philip, actually a new teammate for Iggy for the last 2 rounds of this season. Obviously being round 7, we've only got one more after this. And Iggy is well and truly trying to tie it up tonight. And I do believe he said that Philip is a very quick driver as well. So, you know, may be able to help Iggy sew the championship up tonight. We'll have to wait and see. So we'll have a quick rundown through who is here at the moment. Sonic King, obviously we know he made his debut, didn't he? Was it this season or towards the end of last season? But absolutely smashing it in that BRZ. That BRZ's been a cracking car on tyre wear. It's actually been a cracking. For the first couple of rounds, it was absolutely flying, wasn't it? But the M6 just seeming to get the edge in the last few rounds, and as you've seen, Iggy's managed to edge ahead at the top of the leaderboard. Sonic King is hot on his heels, but he's also got Viking Dog there as well. BX not too far behind, but looking like Iggy may be able to get it sewn up tonight. So no, I think Philip is the only one that I can see who is a new name this evening. And I wonder whose place he's taken, actually, to be fair. So is somebody, I don't know if somebody's maybe dropped out, because we have had, I think we've had a full grid, haven't we, for most of the rounds. I think there was 1 or 2 rounds where a couple of the guys couldn't make it. I know there was one where Iggy was obviously on vacation. I think Viking Dog took a week out as well. I still keep wanting to call you Viking Daddy, Viking Dog. I do apologise. Well, I know everyone loves it when we do call you Viking Daddy, so he is the daddy. But oh crikey, that's a big klaxon sound coming into the pits there. Definitely woke me up. So Iggy is back out again on a fresh set of tyres. We've got Viking Dog. Viking Dog actually managing to do it 2:15.945. It looks like he's pulled over now, so I think Iggy's going to be looking to try and beat that time. I think he's going to be wanting to try and get it on pole for the sprint, and then, well, he'll just work his way through the field, won't he, in the feature. Possibly some different strategies on show this evening, but as I say, I don't think tyre wear is going to be a huge issue around here. But I think for some of the cars it definitely will be a feature. So maybe we won't see any different strategies, but I think Iggy was saying, well, he definitely did say in the chat that he thought, I think the softs may be able to hold on for probably for the duration of the sprint. It'd be interesting to see how long they last in the feature. Obviously the feature is, I think it's more tyre wear, isn't it? It's more tyre wear than the sprint and more fuel consumption. I forget what it actually is. I think it's 2 times and 3 times, I want to say. Obviously, if there's anyone in the chat at the moment that can correct me if I'm wrong, that'd be highly appreciated. And welcome along, viewers. You never know, maybe we'll get some decent numbers tonight. We had, I think it was 12 people actually watching the stream in one of the previous weeks. It'd be nice to hit around that or more again this evening. So obviously, as I've mentioned in previous streams, it is great to have interactions from some of the viewers as well. And obviously another little tidbit of information, I actually debuted for Tier 3 in the F1 Sunday Championship last night. Managed to come from 8th and take a podium. Actually finished in 3rd place behind Naked Champ and Benny Builo, I think it was. I think Benny Builo taking the win. Naked Champ was 2nd, then I came in 3rd. So yeah, that was decent. I think Capel was there as well. I think Capel was in that lobby. I didn't actually see him on track. So yeah, not sure where I think he started towards the back of the field maybe. But yeah, you'll have to give that a watch. Not really getting too much airtime last night myself. Obviously Sitsi was trying to focus on where the battles were actually happening on track. But yeah, I saved the from my point of view, so I might upload that onto my channel at some point. Maybe put a little commentary there as well as to what I was thinking of my strategy throughout the race. So yeah, look for that. I'll let you know if and when I put it up. I think I probably will put it up. So yeah, Iggy unable to beat that time so far, but I wonder if he's saving it for quali, perhaps sandbagging. I think we are going to go into quali very shortly, as it is now 8:01. And yeah, BX has just put the message up in the chat there, starting soon. And I'm sure we're all eagerly awaiting the shenanigans around Spa. Everybody loves a bit of Spa, don't they? And actually, me and a couple of friends of mine, we've recently started our own little group, or should we say club, or maybe even race team. As you might have seen, my name now CCM Beck, so that is Carbon Collective Motorsport. And I shall be posting some videos of some of our racing as well onto my channel at some stage. But don't worry guys, I won't be going anywhere. Obviously I love being here with the Aero League racers. And I think this is it. I think we're going into qualifying now. So as always, we'll probably look for the car that manages to get out of the pits first, because they will surely come to finish their first flying lap before everyone. And it seems to be BX as always. I'm not sure if that's host privileges. I'm joking, BX. Of course it's not host privileges. But yeah, he's managed to get out before everyone else. So BX will surely finish his flyer before the rest of the field. He's actually got quite a gap there as well. I think that may be Iggy behind him. I'm not too sure. We can't quite see in the dark. Hopefully it's not going to be too dark throughout the race, because it's going to make seeing well, obviously we get the names won't be above the cars, but it's going to make seeing some of the action a little difficult. And it's in fact Alex behind BX. As it comes through No Name. I think that's No Name, isn't it? Up on the approach to Pouan. So BX now on the approach to Blanchimont. There's actually through Blanchimont now. Into the bus stop. Through La Source. It's going to be a first gear corner for most of the guys, I would imagine. And that was what led me to mention the Carbon Collective Motorsport. Obviously, we had our first sort of competitive racing last Saturday, and the first race was in fact at Spa. So he's just come up Eau Rouge into Raidillon. He's along the Camel Straight now. Shortly into Les Combes, which leads into Mamadi, which would be this corner here. Down into Rivage. And then this one has now been named Speaker's Corner. I didn't know that. I thought it was still no name. So yeah, through Speaker's Corner on the approach to Pouhon. Nicely through Pouhon there. They can catch some of the guys out. Oh, as it does there on the exit. Oh, BX. BX, he's just trashed his first flyer. That's unlucky, mate. Hopefully, no one else having too many issues. It looks like Alex is well onto the back of him now. Hopefully he's not going to hinder Alex, because I think Alex is still on a flyer. It doesn't look like he's been the lap just yet. Maybe it's conditions, maybe the track is fairly cool at the moment, obviously being late at night. And we are obviously in November as well. The temperatures have started to drop. I think the same will definitely be said for Europe as it is here in the UK at the moment. Obviously it was quite mild this morning, but yeah, it has been getting colder. You can feel the bite in the air now. So yeah, BX, he messed up that lap, didn't he? But actually only 800 slower than Alex that time round. But Iggy, as expected, managing to go top of the table at the moment. Oh no, so he was top of the table with a 2:16.160, but Sonic King has actually managed to go faster, 500ths with a 2:16.106. Looks like he's changed up his livery again this week. So he's had a few liveries or liveries on show this season, which is nice. It's nice to mix it up every now and then, isn't it? I think Iggy actually running a slightly different one, is he? Or is it just the lighting? I think maybe just the lighting at the moment. Being pushed along by Benji in that AMG. Thankful of the toe at the moment. I think maybe he's going to be trying to maximise on that. It doesn't look like Iggy's going to be pulling over to get out of the way for him, so perhaps there's a little inter Mercedes BMW team forming here with Iggy and McKenna. But that would be the good thing to do, wouldn't it? Would be to stick behind one of the top drivers and then, you know, make the most out of their slipstream, try and maybe follow their line, as Iggy actually goes 2/10 quicker through the middle sector there. We're going to stay on board with him for the remainder of this lap and see if he manages to snag that pole position, provisional pole away. I think Sonic King is going to be definitely trying to do his utmost to try and stop Iggy. But as I say, I think Iggy, my prediction for the season is definitely, without a doubt, Iggy. If he doesn't sew it up tonight, he is going to be the overall winner this season, I believe, after round 8. But I have got a funny feeling he is going to sew it up tonight. And he's just done a 2:15.757. I think that's going to take a lot to beat. Sonic King actually 3 tenths off of the pace. With 3 tenths off of Iggy's fastest. And Viking King, I think he was going to be looking to try and upset things, but he's actually 3 tenths off the back of Sonic King at the moment. So I think it's all going to be on the race start, at the start of the sprint race. We're now 7.5 minutes into qualifying. Usually a 10-minute qualifier. So I think everybody's going to be getting in their final fastest laps, and Viking Dog, Philip, is only 1/100th off of Viking Dog. 0.018. That's very close indeed. Bomber's there as well. He's only 1/10th off of Philip. So we'll have a quick rundown through the standings as we get into the 8-minute mark. There's only 2 minutes now left of qualifying. So Iggy currently on provisional pole with 2:15.757. Sonic King currently sat in second place with a 2:16.106. We got Viking Dog currently sat in third place with a 2:16.489. Philip is there in fourth place with a 2:16.507. We've got Bomber currently sat in fifth with a 2:16.650. Alex in sixth with a 2:16.800. BX looking like he's a little bit off the pace at the moment. In fact, not actually setting a flyer as yet. So maybe he's having a bit of a nightmare in that Peugeot. Currently sat in seventh place though, with a 2:03.879. That would be his outlap. But Aero GT, his fastest so far, currently in 8th place, is a 2:17.005. So that's the first of the 2:17s. Chris, 2 tenths off of him with a 2:17.222. He's currently sat in 9th. We've got CMP there in 10th place with a 2:17.822. Capel is sat in the pits. He's currently sat in 11th though. McKenna currently sat in 12th with a 2:18.030. So not sure if Capel is one of the first into the 2:18s or if it's Ben, but anyway, Kyle currently sat in 13th with a 2:17.037. So we're actually missing 2 drivers this evening. It looks like maybe they will manage to join before the sprint race starts. Or maybe it is only 13 drivers tonight. No one able to beat Iggy's time at the moment, as this is the final lap now. Will anyone be able to do it? Sonic King, maybe he's on the flyer. We'll have to wait and see. And he's only personal best through that sector. 1/10 up on his previous time. I don't think that's going to be enough to take the pole away from Iggy, but it may be just enough to keep himself ahead of Viking Dog. In fact, Alex goes up to 3rd position. He may be starting in 3rd place at the moment, unless Viking Dog's got an answer for that. So he just put in a 2:16.480, which is only 9 thousandths faster than Viking Dog with a 2:16.489. What can Viking Dog do? It looks like his tyres, I'm not sure. Not sure if his tyres are going to be an issue. Do you know what, Iggy? I know you said there's going to be low tyre wear around here, but it does look like some of the guys are going to maybe struggle a little bit. BX managing to snag 2nd place away from Sonic King right at the end there. That has been an upset in the standings. So Iggy, currently still provisional pole. He's 2 tenths ahead of BX Royale, who's in 2nd place. He's 700ths faster than Sonic King, who is currently in 3rd. Viking Dog 3/10 behind Sonic King. Bomber is only 400ths behind Viking King, currently 5th. In fact, I think he's going to start in 5th unless anybody else improves. Alex dropping to 6th place. He's only 0.001 off Bomber. That is very, very close indeed. And then Philip, 0.027 off of Alex, currently in 7th. He doesn't improve that time round either. Kyle comes across the line with a 2-second penalty. Nice little donut there from Kyle. So Chris, 3/10 off of Philip. We have got Aero GT in 9th. He's 1/10 off of Chris. We got Kyle sat there in 10th place. He's going to start in 10th. We've got CMP going to be starting in 11th place. McKenna will start in 12th. And Capel will start in 13th. Is Capel on a quali ban? I'm not too sure. Anyway, without further ado, we shall get this get the sprint race underway very shortly. And there we go, this is it, this is the lobby reset. So Iggy will be starting from pole, followed by BX Royal and Sonic King, then Viking Dog, Bomber, Alex, Philip, Chris, Aero GT, Kyle, CMP, McKenna, and then Capel in 13th. And here we go, we've got 7 seconds now. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go racing. So we are going to be on board with Iggy. For the start of this race, we're waiting for the lights to go out. And they're off! Iggy maintaining that lead at the moment. He's going to be covering off BX Royal as they come up through Eau Rouge. Into Radion, onto the Kemmel Straight. And BX already looking like he's trying to make a move. On Iggy, he's gone around the outside, he's managed to take the lead away from Iggy. Iggy dropping to 2nd place now, he's having to go defensive against Viking Dog. Viking Dog trying to make a move as well. It's getting very congested there in the background. Is Viking Dog going to be able to get past Iggy? He's got the inside for this one. Iggy has the inside for Mamadi. Down into Ravage. And BX looking like he's trying to scamper away with it at the moment. We've got Sonic King as well. Sonic King is in the mix there, he's in 4th place at the moment. As they come up to Speaker's Corner. Oh, RDO's here. He's in the chat at the moment. Welcome along, RDO. Nice you to join us. Iggy managed to make pole. BX was 2nd, Viking was 3rd. BX getting an absolutely cracking start though. As they're just coming through the middle sector now, Iggy still not able to retake the race lead. Sonic King actually managing to make the move. So maybe my predictions were wrong. If BX manages to keep Iggy behind him, I'm not too sure how this race is going to go. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully you guys will be able to tune in and see the statistics that I read out at the start there, courtesy of Iggy himself. He sent them over to me earlier, so as you know, it is a very tight battle at the top at the moment between Iggy, Sonic King, Viking Dog and BX. Mainly between Iggy, Sonic King and Viking Dog. But at the moment, BX Royal, he's putting on an absolute display. It looked like he was having some issues in that Peugeot, but I think that was maybe a little bit of sandbagging on his behalf. You never know, because he is looking like he's starting to stretch his legs a little bit. I think the tyre wear is maybe a little bit more extreme on that Peugeot than it is the BMW, so we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But BX, he's managed to stretch that lead to 5 tenths now. Iggy having to go defensive against Sonic King. We'll have a quick on board and a look back towards Sonic King. That is how... Oh, wait, what? Viking... Where's Viking gone? What has happened to Viking? I'm not sure if I... Oh, no, BX with a huge moment there. He's managed to save it. He's still going. Iggy still under immense pressure there from Sonic King. What happened to... Can somebody tell me what happened to Viking Dog? Viking Daddy, sorry. Did he have a disconnect, or was that an early retirement? I didn't see what happened. He was there. He was right there behind Sonic King. But there is definitely a huge gap forming now with the top 3 managing to break away 2.6 seconds ahead of Philip in 4th place. Can Philip manage to catch up to him and start giving his teammate a bit of backup, maybe a bit of help? As Iggy now looking for the move up the inside. Plenty of room given between these two guys at the front. Oh, and BX manages to still clinch it. He's still managing to stay ahead, but Iggy is all over his back end. All over his bumper. He's right up his gearbox. Is he going to go for a move into the bus stop? He was looking, wasn't he? He thought about it. BX just a little bit later on the brakes there, it looked like. Last of the late breakers. But that gap has come right back down now, hasn't it? I think the pressure is on Iggy. He knows how close Sonic King is. Sonic King closing right up through La Source. As they come up into Radion for the 3rd time. Obviously a 15-minute sprint race, this first one. This will determine the reverse grid for the feature. And BX looking like he's started to stretch his legs again, so that Peugeot proving its worth along the Kemmel Straight. Absolute weapon at the moment. Sonic King with a current fastest lap of a 2:16.7, but BX has just put in a purple sector through the first sector. Can he maintain that through the duration of this lap? We'll have to wait and see. And welcome along everybody who's currently watching the stream. As you should know by now, this is a Tier 1 drivers with the Aero League Racing's, or in the Aero League Racing's Gt7 series. I'm your boy Vexed, it's Vexman.
Can we view the rest of the races?
Yes, you can, P. Harris. You can definitely view the rest of the races if you have a look on the channel. In fact, if you click on this link and then go to the YouTube, you should be able to find the rest of the races there. Obviously, this is round 7, so you've got another 6 rounds that you can watch. And Iggy right back up onto the back of BX again. He's only 1/10 off the back of him. He's going to be able to go for that move into the bus stop. I think that's going to be where he's going to be going for it, isn't it? BX is going to be going defensive. He's throwing in defensive shapes already, holding that inside line. He's making Iggy look the long way round. Oh no, Sonic King! He's managed to see a window there. He's climbing through it. He almost got through there like a ninja out of nowhere. Iggy caught a little bit on the back foot on the outside, but he's managed to keep that 2nd place for the meantime. He's really going to have to push now, isn't he, if he wants to take the win in this first race. He's got to hold on to that 2nd place as well. He's still defending against Sonic King. These top 3 have definitely gapped the rest of the field. We're going to have a look at the rest of the field as well. So BX is still in 1st place. He's 7 tenths now ahead of Iggy. He's trying to break that slipstream. As I say, Iggy there in 2nd place. He's 6 tenths ahead of Sonic King, and actually BX has managed to stretch that gap to a 2nd. So if anything, Iggy is going to be starting to get the effects of the dirty air. He's going to have to close that gap up again, and as I says that, he does start to do so. Sonic King there in 3rd place, 4 tenths off of Iggy. And the next person behind him, fourth place, is 6.4 seconds behind. That is Kyle in that Ford GT. Phillips there behind him as well in fifth place. In fact, this battle here is actually really starting to heat up as well. From 7th to 4th. I think 8th place starting to creep up as well, Capel. So Capel looking quick this evening. I don't think he had the result that he wanted to yesterday, but he's making up for lost time in the Gt7 series. So Philip, obviously making his debut this evening. He is Iggy's teammate. He's having to go defensive. Oh, against Alex. Is Alex going to have a look up the inside? Not quite. In fact, it looks like Philip putting Kyle under some pressure now. Will he be able to get past him though? Not too sure. Kyle covering off that inside. And we have got a nice little train forming here of about 6 or 7 cars. So we've got Alex there in 6th place. We have got Bomber in 7th place. We have got Capel there in 8th place. Kepler GT in 9th, not far behind as well. Chris there in 10th place. CMP, he's there in 11th. McKenna is 12th, and obviously we've lost number 13. Obviously Capel was starting in 13th, but we lost Viking Dog. I'm not sure what happened to him. I don't know if he had a disconnect or maybe it was an early retirement, not too sure, but that's not going to help his championship efforts. So Capel has gone from 13th up to 8th place. So having a cracking race so far is Capel. We're 9 minutes now into this sprint race. Just over 9 minutes, so 5 minutes and change left. BX still commanding that lead. Still up at the head of the pack. Iggy still there in 2nd place. He's only 5 tenths off the back of BX. Sonic King still not managing to find his way past Iggy though. Try as he might. We saw that ninja move he tried to go for. He saw a window open, didn't he? He tried to slide through it, but Iggy managed to keep that 2nd place. And I've got to say, I think Sonic King maybe one of the most improved drivers this season. Obviously at the start of the season, a few sketchy moves, but he's definitely cleaned his racing up. So kudos to you, Sonic King. Great to see him up there in the battle for the top 3. And currently sat in the 3rd podium slot as Iggy. Iggy, is he looking for a move? Really starting to pressure BX now. Oh, as he has a bit of a twitch there. Bit of squeaky bum fun. What can he do? He's right up in BX's gearbox now. He's literally pushing it. Oh no! I don't know if there was... Oh, that looked sketchy. It did look sketchy. Iggy was right up BX's bumper. I'm not sure if BX maybe out... Oh, he's definitely outbraked himself there, hasn't he? Going really deep. Viking, so Viking's actually just said once again Sonic most unsportsman driver on the grid, so maybe there was a bit of contact between Sonic King and Viking Dog. I'm not too sure. I don't really want to speculate too much. I think we'll have to wait for the stewards' reports obviously after this race, but Sonic King now up to 2nd place. BX is down there in 3rd place. I think BX's tyres maybe going off a little bit. We saw he took a couple of deep lines, didn't he? I'm not sure if there was any contact. I don't think there would have been any contact between Iggy and himself. So we've seen Iggy has been a very clean driver all season. And as I say, I thought that Sonic King may be one of the most improved drivers this season. Obviously we did see he was a little bit pushed to pass towards the start of the season, wasn't it? But he definitely has cleaned his act up a little bit. But as I say, we'll have to wait for the stewards' reports after this race. Oh yeah, that was he was going for a push to pass there though, wasn't he? As I say that, I may be eating my words. Come on, Sonic, keep it clean, son. You know you can do it. You've got pace. You don't need to be pushing to pass. I'm sure you can get the move done cleanly if you put your mind to it. Oh, and again into the back of Iggy. So he is, yeah, there's definitely contact being made there, isn't there? Maybe forgetting where his brake pedal is, not too sure. Or maybe he's on controller. If he's on controller, it's your left finger. Yeah, that's a good question, Harris. Is Viking Dog back for the feature? Please say you're going to come back for the feature, Viking. It'd be a shame to miss out on 2 races. So I'm guessing that was an early retirement in the sprint for Viking Dog. Oh, and Sonic King looking for a move around the outside. Actually managing to get it done there as well. He caught a little bit on the back foot there. He was going defensive on the inside and it just opened the door up for Sonic King to get through. As they come into La Source, is Iggy going to be able to go around the outside? Retake that position. Both with a big twitch there on the exit of La Source. Sonic King is definitely going defensive now, isn't he? Definitely the least room given so far this race. And BX is right back up onto the back of Iggy and Sonic King again. Iggy's still trying to find his way through. Ooh, there wasn't a lot of room given there again, was there? Come on, Sonic King. I mean, defend all you want and try and squeeze people, but don't squeeze them off track. That almost allowed BX back through into second place. So, yeah, the battle for the top 3 is really heating up again. We're going to have to check in with the rest of the field again. So Philip managing to make his way back through to 4th place. He's got Kyle hot on his heels though in 5th. Alex is there as well in 6th place. Bomber in 7th, so 7th to 4th, all within about a second of each other. So we're going to have to monitor that as well. This is going to be the final lap. And these guys in the front are coming through the final sector, or they will be coming through the final sector. So we've got Sonic King 1st, Iggy currently 2nd, BX currently 3rd, Philip in 4th, Kyle 5th, Alex is there in 6th, Bomber is 7th, Capale has dropped off a little bit in 8th, we got Capillary GT in 9th, McKenna is currently 10th, CMP a little way off the back of him in 11th place, and Chris in 12th. But the race leader is still Sonic King. BX has dropped a little bit off the back of Iggy now. Can Iggy manage to get back past? I think he's going to have to settle for 2nd place in this one. And he does. So Sonic King taking the win in this first race. Iggy's there in 2nd place. We've got BX in 3rd. Philip, he's going to manage to make it in 4th place. Well done, Philip. Kyle is 5th, sorry. Alex 6th. Bomber 7th. Capale will bring it home in 8th. Capillary CMP will bring it home in 11th place, and Chris in 12th. So yeah, I think the stewards are definitely going to have that work cut out, aren't they, for this first sprint race. We'll have to see how the feature goes, but Sonic King managing to take the fastest lap as well. So yeah, not too sure. I don't want to call it. I didn't see it happen, Viking. I hope you managed to rejoin for this feature race. It looks like he's still not in the lobby. Come on, please rejoin, Viking. Hopefully Viking is going to rejoin. Oh, Kyle's left. Just putting in the chat at the moment is Viking returning. And Kyle. So yeah, definitely a controversial first race there. As I say, if there was any contact causing Viking Dog to effectively, well, I don't want to say rage quit, but maybe that was, you know, he just didn't want to get too heated, so he just decided to leave the race. Maybe, I'm not too sure. But yeah, hopefully he'll be able to rejoin for this feature.
Surely Idley's gonna have the title nearly wrapped up now.
Well, yeah, you say that, RDO, but I don't know, I think maybe Sonic King taking the fastest lap and the win in that sprint race is going to definitely bring it a lot closer, isn't it? As I say, if I refind the tables before this race starts, I think Iggy actually sent me it. So yeah, there is only 32 points separating Iggy and Sonic. Fastest lap obviously is worth 1 point, is it? So yeah, help me do the maths, RDO. I know you're a good one with this sort of thing. Obviously, Sonic King, he managed to take the win, didn't he? And the fastest lap. So how many points would that be for that? It's definitely going to closed that gap, isn't it? Somewhat to Iggy at the top there. Obviously, Iggy is in first place currently with 196. Sonic King is in second with 164. And Viking Dog in third with 152, with BX in fourth with 137. Obviously, BX isn't going to be able to change anything with the lead, is he? He's 59 points behind. But yeah, I think, as I say, the only two people that could really topple Iggy at the moment is Viking Dog and Sonic King. So the maximum points you can get per round is 43 points, and I believe that's the win in both races and 2 fastest laps. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I think it's for Iggy to wrap it up. I think Iggy's got to win this race and get the fastest lap, or will it go down to the wire into the final round? It's definitely close though, isn't it? It's definitely going to be close. It is definitely close for sure. So Capillary GT has just said he's going to quit and rejoin. Capillary, I didn't see any glitchiness from you, to be fair, mate, so not sure. Has Viking Dog managed to return? Somebody did say in the chat that they didn't think he would be returning. Which is a shame. Definitely a shame. I think he is a little bit upset. I think there was definitely some contact there between him and Sonic King, which is why he commented what he did. Which is a shame, because I was just saying as well how much I thought Sonic King had improved over the course of the season. Obviously, we did see some very sketchy business going on towards the start of the season when he made his debut. He was very fast, he was dominating, but he was also a little bit dirty. Like I say, I thought he'd cleaned his act up, but from what Viking said in the chat, maybe it is not quite so. I'm just trying to find if there's anything actually in the chat. Yeah, it does look like maybe Viking won't be returning this evening, which is a shame. He definitely doesn't sound very happy. And I think there was the slightest bit of contact as well between Iggy and BX, but there's no love. There's no love lost there. They're still good friends there. I can see from the chat. Anyway, I digress. Hopefully, this feature will be a spectacle for everybody. Obviously, we did see some cracking battles, didn't we? Apologies for the rest of the field. I was focusing on that top 3 battle. As I say, this is kind of a title battle here this evening. Although it's looking like it may go down to the wire into the final round. Because Sonic is definitely going to be closing up onto the back of Iggy now, with taking the win and fastest lap in that first race. Iggy did finish in 2nd place though, so that is still 2nd place points. So I think still ahead of Sonic King at this point after the sprint race. But if Sonic King manages to take the win in the feature, I think he may draw level, or maybe even a couple of points ahead of Iggy. So as I say, it may come down to the wire into the final round, round 8, which will be next week. So what was that? I just missed that in the chat there. I think it was. I think BX was just saying he was waiting for Aero to rejoin, and then the race would start. I think Aero going to test his internet because I think he was having a bit of glitchiness maybe. I didn't see any, but then as I say, we were kind of focusing on the top 3, weren't we? So we'll try and give some of the other guys some spotlight as well in this feature. Obviously, in the feature being a 40-minute race, we should be able to have a look at some of the other battles going on throughout the field as well. Obviously, there was a great battle, wasn't there, from 7th to 4th. They were all within a second of each other. So I think, as Iggy was saying, the pit exit may also be an issue for some of the guys. Hopefully they're not going to be getting too many penalties on the pit exit. But I think it has been catching a couple of people out in practice, which is why he's mentioned that. So we're up to 5 viewers now. Welcome along, everyone. Obviously, it's your boy Vexed, as usual. We're your Tier 1 drivers from the Aero League Racing's Gt7 series. So yeah, BX was saying he was just waiting for Aero to rejoin. I think Aero has just rejoined, so the feature can get underway very shortly. And there he is. He's back in the room. He's back in the house. Go on, get the camera, Mum. Oh, little kitty. So yeah, as I say, I think the stewards going to have their hands full with that sprint race. Literally, as I was saying, I thought that Sonic was maybe my most improved driver for this season. We did get that message, the bombshell from Viking Dog. I think the reason he left was because there was in fact contact between him and Sonic King, so we'll let the steward sort that one out. Obviously, I didn't see anything happen, but I think because I was focusing on Iggy and the fight between Iggy and BX. Obviously, BX getting an absolutely cracking start in that sprint race, managing to take the lead quite early. I think it was out the top of Eau Rouge, wasn't it? He managed to get past Iggy. That Peugeot absolutely shifting, so it must have some great top end. The M6 not too far off the pace, to be fair, so, you know, let's have a quick look at Caballero. Yes, so he doesn't, oh, there is a, yeah, there's a tiny bit, isn't there? There is a tiny bit of lag, but not really anything too untoward there. I think it happens more though, doesn't it? It happens more when there's other cars around, so I don't know, maybe it'd be worth getting somebody out close to Caballero. How far from Caballero is Chris? Chris, can you close up to Caballero and maybe see if it gets any worse or not? In fact, no, that looks fine, Cap. I think you'd be fine, mate. Obviously, I think everybody knows anyway that there is a little bit there, so, you know, as long as there's space given, everything should be fine. So it looks like McKenna and Bomber going for the softs in the first stint in this feature race. Chris will be starting on pole. Didn't he do this last week and started to make a getaway with it? There we go. Rolling start, reverse grid as always. And Chris lining up on pole with CMP not far behind. The lights are out. The klaxon sounded they are off. So Chris is going to be leading the pack up Eau Rouge for the first time. CMP looking like he's trying to look for a gap early doors. He's going to have to go the long way round. Chris is covering off that inside line nicely. Will he be able to go the long way round? And he's managed to get alongside. Oh, somebody way off there in the background. Let's hope he's not made up any positions. I think he's going to have to drop back, isn't he, if he has. CMP with a bit of a moment. That's allowed McKenna through. McKenna managing to take the lead of the race now. Chris dropping down to second place. Caballero GT is there in third. We've got Bomber in fourth. So great start from McKenna. Manages to snag that first place away from Chris. Chris now under pressure from Caballero GT in that AMG. Bomber, Chris's teammate, not too far behind Caballero though. Will he be able to give Caballero, will he be able to give Chris some backup? Caballero looking for a move up the inside there. Not able to get it done that time round, but he's keeping that distance, isn't he? He's keeping that gap very consistent as McKenna is starting to try and scamper away into distance. And Caballero has come alongside. He's managed to take that second place away from Chris now. Chris now down to third place. His teammate Bomber trying to go around his outside. So maybe no team orders at the moment from the Mazda RX Vision guys. As we have CMP as well. CMP trying to go for a move on Bomber as they come through the bus stop. Is he going to get alongside him? I think there was a tiny bit of contact there. Not really anything that CMP could do about that. It was just very close, wasn't it, as they came through the bus stop. Capel is there in 7th place. We'll have a run down through the grid. So McKenna, absolutely cracking start. He's 1.6 seconds ahead of Capellero GT. Capellero GT's found himself up in 2nd place. Chris is down to 3rd. He obviously started, or he led the race, didn't he, for the first lap. Bomber is there in 4th place. He's 1.2 seconds behind his teammate Chris now. CMP now under pressure from Philip, who's in the second of the 2 BMWs. He is Iggy's teammate. We got Capel now under pressure from both Alex and Iggy. It looks like Iggy. So Iggy coming all the way from the back now. He's looking to go up the inside now of Capel. He's on the outside now for this one. Is he going to get through? And he manages to get through, but there's contact up ahead. Oh, there was contact up ahead. I'm not sure if anybody's lost any positions there. I think maybe Capel. Has Capel dropped down a few places? So Capellero GT has started to close that gap to McKenna. McKenna's trying to keep that lead, but Capellero is hot on his heels. Chris, 1 second off the back of Capellero now. Philip, he's up to 4th place as Iggy managing to get that move done against Bomber. Bomber looking like he just opened the door for him. Iggy got through easily. He's now onto the back of his teammate. Can they work together to get Iggy to the front of the field? So I think it is going to come down to the wire into the final round. I thought Iggy might have been able to sew it up in this round 7, but maybe it is going to go into the 8th round before he's crowned champion. But at the moment, Sonic nowhere to be seen. So if Sonic doesn't finish in the top 3 as well, maybe that is it. Maybe Iggy will sew it up. He's now pulled a second over Bomber, who's sat in 6th place. Capel, the first of the 2 Renaults, in fact the only of the 2 Renaults still in this race, because Viking isn't present. Under pressure from BX, but defending nicely at the moment is Capel. BX obviously managing to take the win, didn't he, in the sprint race. Oh, CMP's gone. So early retirement from CMP. That has promoted BX up to 8th place, I believe. Capel up to 7th. And BX looking like he's getting the move done on Capel into Eau Rouge, and he does. He kept his boot in there. Not a lot Capel could do. Not really in a position to defend. He managed to get alongside and just kept his boot in. Capel dropping off a little bit now, so BX up to 7th place, Capel down to 8th. We've got Alex there, 3 tenths off of Capel in 9th place. Bomber, no, Sonic even, is there in 10th, Kyle 11th. So we're down to 11 drivers. And Capellero GT's managed to take the lead of the race, so he's got past his teammate. I think they're teammates, they are teammates, aren't they? Yep, so the 2 AMG teammates, 1st and 2nd at the moment. Kepler actually with the fastest lap at the moment with a 2:17.041. McKenna still trying to stick with him. It looks like Kepler actually using less of his tyres currently than McKenna, so maybe he's just taking the advantage of the slipstream. He could be easier on the tyres. Chris, still there in 3rd place. Managing to keep Philip behind him. 1.5 seconds. Iggy is there in 5th place. He's chasing down his teammate now. He's only a second off of him. So we actually have AMG 1-2, then we have the Renault of Chris, no sorry, the RX Vision of Chris in 3rd place, then the 2 BMW M6s of Philip and Iggy, 4th and 5th, then we have the 2nd RX Vision in 6th place of Bomber. BX now 9 tenths off the back of Bomber. I'm sure he got a cracking move, didn't he, against Capel. Capel now 1.2 seconds behind BX in 8th place. Still being pressed by Alex, though. Alex may be able to go for a move at the end of the Kemmel Straight. It's looking like he's got a run. Will he go up the inside? So Capel not covering off that inside. But he has actually kept the momentum through that turn. Alex is still keeping him honest, though. We've got Sonic King starting to creep up as well. They're actually forming a rolling roadblock now. Right, we're going to have to go on board with Sonic because we don't want to see... Oh, it looks like he edged out. Yeah, it looked like he edged out Alex there. He's actually giving the advantage back. Is he going to go for a dive, though, into Puon? Oh, there is a bit of contact there. Come on, Sonic. Oh, as Alex actually goes a bit deep through there. There was a bit of a mistake there made by Alex. Sonic almost running into the back of him through the exit of that last turn. He definitely likes to get close, doesn't he, to the rear bumper of the car in front. There's Sonic King. Currently sat in 10th though, so only 11 races left in this feature. We're going to have to stay on board with Sonic as they come into the bus stop. Oh, Sonic! He gave back the advantage. There was definitely contact though, wasn't there, in the braking zone. He just kept it too close. Flash of the lights in frustration there. Kyle 8 seconds behind the rest of the field now. Oh, and Kyle looking like Kyle's retired as well. So your race leader is still Aero GT. He's still being kept honest by his teammate McKenna, who is 1/10 off the back of him. Is McKenna going to be looking for a move though as they come into... No, there was a bit of bump draft in there off the field. No, he is having a look. Not quite close enough that time round. They do well to work together to try and get away from the rest of the field. They're actually 3.5 seconds ahead of Chris now. Philip. Oh, Philip. I think Philip getting a little bit caught out in that braking zone there. Went into the back of Chris, but luckily Chris wasn't too affected by it. So Chris still going in 3rd place. Philip still trying to make that move though. And we've got Iggy, Philip's teammate, who is currently 1st in the championship. Still unable to find his way past. Oh, is that going to open the door though? I think that has opened the door there for Iggy. Iggy has managed to get through now. He's up to 4th place. So what can Iggy do now? Can Iggy manage to get past Chris? Obviously we've seen Philip was trying for quite a few laps. We're on lap 5 now. We are 11 minutes into this feature. We've got another 30, just under 30 minutes left, 29 and change. And Iggy did definitely close up there through the bus stop, didn't he? But Iggy is going to have to work to get onto the back of McKenna and Aero GT, who are still in 1st and 2nd. You can just see him going through the source now as Chris comes into the source. Iggy actually keeping it in 2nd through there. A lot of the guys going down to 1st to get a turn in, I think. I think I was having to do it in the M6 as well. You can just see the headlights going up Eau Rouge. There is quite a sizable gap now. So Iggy's managed to stretch the gap to his teammate to 8/10. He's only 6/10 off the back of Chris. He's definitely well in the slipstream range now. Definitely going to be feeling the effects of that suck. He likes a good suck, does Iggy? He told me personally. No, I'm joking. But yeah, Chris, still keeping him honest though. He's still managing to stay ahead. Unable to match the pace though with them 2 AMGs up ahead. 3.7 seconds up the road, 3 point away. In fact, he does look like he is starting to close that gap a little bit. I think he's well aware that Iggy is not far off the back of him, so try to do his utmost to stay ahead. And McKenna still firmly in the slipstream of his teammate. Not close enough to go for a move. I don't think he's going to be trying to go for a move though. It didn't look, well, he looked like he was trying to set one up, didn't it? But Caballero managing to keep that lead for the meantime. He's 7 tenths ahead of his teammate now, 8 tenths. And in fact, he's trying to break that toe, isn't he? It looks like he may have done so. Maybe looking after his tyres a little bit better than McKenna. Obviously, Benji off to an absolutely cracking start in this feature. But Caballero currently fastest guy on track with a 2:17.041. And it looks like Iggy maybe into that slipstream range of Chris now. He is. He's only 3 tenths behind him, so Chris is in trouble now. Can he hold on to that 3rd place? Iggy really starting to put the pressure on now. Chris is going to have to cover that inside off early into the source. But that may put him out of position as they come up to Eau Rouge. Iggy only 2 tenths off the back of Chris now. But they are starting to lose sight of the 2 AMGs up ahead in 1st and 2nd. They are now 3.9 seconds, 4 seconds ahead of Chris. And Iggy's got to run now. He's got to run now. He's going to have to go the long way round. Chris is covering the inside early. I think he may have just done enough to defend that position as they come through this turn. But no, Iggy, he has managed to edge ahead. That was a great move there. Textbook there from Iggy. Philip as well. Philip's right in the mix there as well. He's trying to take that 4th position away from Chris. What can he do? Oh, and he's managed to get it up alongside. He's managed to take that position. So Chris dropping to 5th. Well done, Philip. He's going to have to hold the rest of the field up now, isn't he? As Iggy tries to work on the 2 AMGs up ahead. So we've got 2 AMGs 1st and 2nd. Then we've got the 2 BMW M6s in 3rd and 4th. The 2 RX Visions of Chris and Bomber are 5th and 6th. And then BX is there in 7th place. Sonic King has managed to find his way through to 8th place now. Alex dropping to 9th. Capel is there in 10th. So we've only got 10 drivers left in this feature race. Are we going to see any rain this evening as well? Obviously, we did, in the weather forecast, we did see that there was rain expected. But we haven't seen any as yet. It's definitely still clear skies out there. And Caballero having an absolutely cracking race at the moment. Almost consistent 2:17s. It was only his last lap there was a 2:18. What is this one going to be? So back into the 2:17s again. Absolutely doing work in that AMG. He had a cracking round, didn't he? Or he was looking like he was going to have a cracking round around the Nordschleife. He was very, very fast around there. McKenna has dropped out of the slipstream range of his teammate now. He's 1.3 seconds off the back of Caballero GT. I think it may come down to strategy now. So Iggy currently in the lead of the championship, up to 3rd place. His teammate 9 tenths off the back of him now, although it does look like he is starting to close that gap again. Iggy actually putting in the fastest 1st sector there. Will he be able to take that fastest lap away from Caballero GT? I think on the softs, definitely. On half-worn mediums, not too sure, but this is Iggy we're talking about. He does bend the time-space continuum. We've seen it happen. Philip He's managed to close that gap again to his teammate. He's 7/10 now the gap. He's going to be picking up that slipstream again. Bomber has dropped 1.6 seconds behind Philip. 1.5. Well, he's managed to keep it consistent, isn't he? But as I say that, it goes up to 2.3 seconds. So maybe not quite as fast as the other guys through this middle sector. Alex now 4.8 seconds off the back of Bomber. Come on in. Capel currently sat in 7th place. He's 3.2 seconds off the back of Alex. Then we have Chris there in 8th. 5.9 seconds. 6 seconds. Oh, it's going up rapidly, isn't it? Off the back of Capel. And then, what happened to BX and Sonic? BX is now 42. Oh, he's gone for an early pit. So BX has been one of the first people into the pits. He's now back out on a fresh set of softs. He's got a full tank of fuel. He's sat in 9th place though. Sonic has also opted for the undercut. 1.1 seconds off the back of BX, and I think we just saw Iggy. Yes, so Iggy and Philip, the two BMW teammates, they are now in. Alex has followed them in as well, as has Capel. Will Chris follow him as well, or will he choose track position? So the two AMGs going strong at the front at the moment. They've decided to stay out. They're running. Well, Caballero's on there. They're both on soft, so they're both on the same strategy. Looking to try and make the most out of them softs. Bomber is now finding himself up in 3rd place. So yeah, the two MG teammates doing really well at the moment, but they are still yet to stop. Obviously everybody else opting to get the mediums out of the way in the first stint, and they will be back out on a fresh set of softs with a full tank of fuel, and they'll be looking to get that overcut, or the undercut either, on the AMG teammates. So Bomber actually 5 seconds, nearly 6 seconds off the back of McKenna. So I don't think he's going to be able to make an impact on the top two. He's not used a lot of them softs though. He was on softs for the first stint as well. So the top 3 actually choosing the softs in the first stint. Everybody else running the mediums. And I did say it was about a minute, wasn't it, for the pit stop. Iggy re-emerges 48.1 seconds behind Bomber, but as I say, that top 3 still yet to pit. I think Iggy is going to become new race leader once they do pit, and I think that'll be his first and only pit stop in this race. As I say, I thought strategy would come into play in this feature race, and I think that's it. I think Iggy may have just sewn it up, because he is closing that gap as well. And as I say, it's about a minute, the pit stop around here, around Spa, in the 24-hour layout. And the guys up ahead still out. They're still favouring track position. They've not pitted yet, so doing really well at the moment. But yeah, I think Iggy is going to emerge as new race leader once they do pit. You can see on the track map there, the top 3 are quite a way ahead, but yeah, that pit stop is definitely gonna change things, isn't it? So Philip still currently in 4th place. He's 1.2 seconds off the back of his teammate. He's nicely covering off BX Royal and Sonic though, who've managed to make up positions through that early pit stop. They chose the undercut. Sonic King only 4 attempts off the back of BX now. BX is going to have to defend, isn't he, coming into the source. Sonic King not close enough to try and make a move happen that time round. I think the top 3 will be coming into the pits at the end of this lap they're on at the moment. We'll check in with them in just a second. They're coming through the middle sector now. They'll be coming into the final sector shortly. So BX trying to make the most of that Peugeot. He's actually started to pull away from Sonic King. Sonic King obviously quite fast through the corners. and superior tyre wear in that BRZ. But along the straight, look at that, along the straights, BX managing to stretch that gap to a second, and then it comes back down through the corners, so BX definitely has the edge along the straights. Alex 5 seconds off the back of Sonic King now. Capel 6 seconds off the back of Alex, he's currently in 9th place, and then we've got Chris in 10th, 3 seconds off the back of Capel. So Aero GT, he is still race leader, 2.2 seconds ahead of his teammate McKenna, and he has just dove into the pits, hasn't he? Has he? Yes, he has. So Aero into the pits, Benji is into the pits, and Bomber fancies staying out for track position. He has become new race leader. He managed to get a shocking, well, it was the first podium, wasn't it? I think he actually got first place, didn't he, last week? Can he do enough, though, to stay ahead of Iggy? Iggy will move up to 2nd place shortly. Bomber, he's having a bit of a lonely race at the moment. I think at the moment, thinking he's done enough to maybe keep the lead, I'm not too sure. Or perhaps he knows that he will lose the lead eventually once he serves that pit stop. I'll be interested to see whether he actually makes the remainder of this lap on that little fuel. I'm not too sure. Oh, and in fact, has Aero come out ahead of Iggy? So Aero, maybe, oh no, he's just got that 3-second penalty. We said that may be a feature here in this feature race, and it is. He's the first driver to be slapped with it. He's got a whole 3 seconds worth penalty. That's going to drop him behind his teammate McKenna, who's only a second behind him. And there he is, we can see Iggy, we can see the headlights of Iggy there. He's 1.7 seconds off the back of McKenna now. I thought he was going to become new race leader. I called it, didn't I? But yeah. So Aero and McKenna managing to come out just ahead of Iggy. Have they underfueled though? I think McKenna definitely. I think he's definitely underfueled. Aero, unfortunately, he's going to have to serve that penalty, isn't he? That is going to drop it. I think that's going to drop him behind Iggy. I think that's going to put him into the clutches of Philip, who's currently sat in 4th place. Sonic King has managed to find his way past BX now. So he is up to 6th place. We will check in with them guys. Where is the penalty line? I think it's along... Oh, here we go. So we've seen it flash up now. His bar is starting to fill. He will be serving that penalty. We're going to stay on board for just a second. Bomber is now into the pits. He's got 0 fuel left in that car. So again, I think he did it before, didn't he? So yeah, as I say, McKenna managing to move through now up to 2nd place. Will he become new race leader? He may do. Iggy 8 tenths off the back of him now. Philip, he's currently in 4th place, 1.8 seconds off the back of Iggy. And Aero, I said he was going to fall into the clutches of Philip. He's actually fallen into the clutches of Sonic now. He's only a second behind him. And BX, come on man. BX, get your head down, son. You can get back up there. You can retake that position, I'm sure. So yeah, McKenna and Iggy moving through to 1st and 2nd place. Bomber has dropped to 5th, dropped to 6th. He's actually dropped to 7th place. Will Alex get through as well? Oh, in fact, no. Bomber re-emerges in 3rd place. Or does he? Oh no, he's got the penalty as well. Bomber. Absolute heartbreak for Bomber there. He's going to lose that 5th position. Sonic King's not going to have to work for it. He re-emerged in 5th place, but Sonic King hot on his heels now. 3 tenths behind him. Bomber going defensive. Oh, Sonic King. Yeah, I think a couple of the drivers definitely getting a little bit frustrated with Sonic King. I said I thought he was maybe one of the most improved drivers this season, but Oh, it's not looking that way at the moment, is it? Bomber, unlucky there. He's moved down to 7th place. He is surely going to drop into the clutches of Alex in 8th once he serves that penalty. Maybe even further down. Obviously, we have only got 10 races left in this feature, and Iggy is now new race leader. He's managed to get that move done on McKenna. I'm not sure where that came. We were focusing on the other drivers on track, and I said Iggy would take the fastest lap. He's currently got a 2:16.203. Fastest man on track at the moment on them softs. We saw him do a 2:15, didn't we? So can he cement the race win and the fastest lap in this feature race? 28 minutes in now. 12 minutes to go. The Time Lord is now in first place again. Obviously finishing in 2nd in the sprint. He's just put another fastest lap in of a 2:16.067, so almost sub 2:16, almost into the 2:15s now for Iggy. McKenna, try as he might, he can't stick with him. It's looking like the M6 has just got the pace advantage over that AMG. It was looking like the AMGs had the advantage, wasn't it, earlier on in the race, but Philip 2.8 seconds behind McKenna. Can he manage to catch up and start supporting his teammate up ahead in first place? That'll be a decent result though, wouldn't it, for Philip, if he managed to finish on the podium. He's 2.9 seconds currently ahead of Aero GT, who is now being pressured by Sonic King, who also has BX for company. Right, we're going to have to... Sonic King looking for the move up the inside. Actually managing to get it done cleanly that time round. There was plenty of room given there, so kudos there. That was the cleaner move, or the cleanest move I think we've seen this evening. Just having the superior grip through the corners in that BRZ. Into Pouon here. Managing to maintain that pace. He's actually starting to stretch that gap now to Aero up to 7 tenths. It'll be 8 tenths as he comes through this corner. So I'm sure Iggy's going to be furiously on the radio to his engineers to let Philip know that he needs to keep Sonic King behind him. Do everything he can to slow him up. Oh. So that was a strange turnout for the books. I'm not too sure what happened to Sonic King there. We're now down to 9 racers in this feature race. Can somebody inform me on what actually happened there? Was that a disconnect, or was Sonic King actually booted, or did he rage quit? Very confusing turn of events. But that may, in fact, mean that Iggy has sewn it up here in round 7. You could be looking at your new Tier 1 champion. Viking Daddy was, or Viking Dog was the reigning Tier 1 champion, but we might be looking at crowning the new champion here tonight in the form of Iggy the Time Lord. I hope you're going to run that on your decal next season, Iggy. It'd be lovely to see. But yeah, absolutely dominating this feature race at the moment. He's got the 2:16.067 fastest lap. 2.3 seconds ahead of McKenna. McKenna 2.3 seconds, the gap between him and Philip, Iggy's teammate, who is looking like he's set for his first podium here with the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers in the Gt7 series. So some great team points on offer. Obviously, a little fun fact about your boy Vex. I actually managed to take my second podium with the Aero League Racing's F1 Tier 3 last. Well, I got my first podium in my debut in Tier 4, and then obviously all the groups have been combined now to make it more full of grids. So yeah, actually managing to go from 8th to 3rd last night around Bahrain, or Bahrain, however you want to call it. So that was a great turnout for the books for me as well. But yeah, Philip looking like he's on for a podium at the moment. Can he make it as second place? He started the game on McKenna up ahead. 1.7 seconds a gap now. And under no pressure from Aero GT, who is sat 7.8 seconds behind Philip. Obviously, Philip was starting to get pressured a little bit by Sonic King. Not too sure what happened to him though. Maybe Iggy was on the phone to the Anunnaki and they've just beamed him up somewhere. You know, oh no! Aero GT BX has come out of nowhere! Aero GT's been caught slipping! What happened? Aero's on fresh mediums, but BX just breezed past him like he was stood still. Oh, it's a bit. Oh, BX almost with a bit of a deep line there though. Aero GT starting to fight back now. What can he do? Alex is there as well. Somebody in the chat did tip Alex to be the winner for this season. He's not going to win it this time round though, is he? I think Iggy's well and truly got it sewn up as Aero manages to retake that 4th position. So the battle from 6th to 4th actually really starting to heat up here between these three drivers. They're all, well, within 5/10 of each other, I'd say, at the moment. Aero GT caught slipping. BX managed to get past him, but then getting a switchback done again. Absolutely cracking racing from these three. Alex is there in 6th place as well. He's trying to make a mark on the top 5. Ow. I'm being attacked by my kitten. Oh, BX. So BX now dropping to 9/10 behind Aero GT. He's now under pressure from Alex. He's going to have to be going defensive, isn't he? We are in the dying stages of this race. Just under 5. Well, we've actually got just under 5 minutes left now. Obviously a 40-minute endurance, this feature race. And McKenna. I said he'd under fuel, didn't I? He's actually into the pits now. So Philip up to 2nd place. Go on, Philip. It's looking like it's going to be BMW M6 1-2. Absolutely cracking result for the Beamer boys. Aero GT finds himself up in 3rd place now. This could be a podium for Aero. Go on, Cap. And Alex now finding his way past BX. We've seen how fast that Peugeot is along the Kemmel Straight though, so is BX going to be able to retake that 4th place from Alex? Alex in the 650S McLaren, making BX go the long way round, but look at it go! Look at that Peugeot go! He took that place again with ease. Absolute weapon along the straights is that Peugeot. He's actually closed up against Aero GT, 8/10. So Aero, he's going to have to work for that podium, isn't he? Obviously the Beamer boys, they've got this sewn up now, haven't they? They are 9, nearly 10 seconds up the road. Oh, it's Kep. Kep goes a little bit deep. Coming into Pouon now for the 16th time. Absolutely cracking drive though at the moment from Cap. BX is closed up again though. He's 3/10 off the back of him now. Or he was. Still being pressured by Alex in that 650S. It looks like Kep starting to stretch his legs again. He's starting to extend that lead whilst BX and Alex are battling. Alex only 800ths off the back of BX. He's literally right up in his gearbox now. He couldn't literally be any closer if he tried. Are we going to see a move coming into the bus stop? No, not quite that time round. Oh, it's so close now between these three. As I say, Kep is really going to have to work for that third place. As we see Bomber's starting to creep up there as well. Don't write him off just yet either. Maybe he's going to be able to make an impact on the top 5. 5th to 3rd, all within a couple of tenths of each other again. And Alex still looking to try and take that 4th place away from BX. Will BX be able to take that position away from Kep though? Along the Kemmel Straight, we saw he managed to get past. We absolutely breezed past Alex, didn't he, with ease? And he did do it on a previous lap against Kep, and he's done it again. That Peugeot, an absolute weapon, as I say, along the straights. And Alex is up there as well. He's managed to get through as well. Kep now down to 5th place. Oh, Kep, he's seeing that podium slip through his fingers. BX now up to 3rd place. Can he hold on to that final podium slot? They're all battling for it, aren't they? We're going to have to check in with the rest of the field. Iggy still in 1st place. He's 5 seconds ahead of his teammate, 6 seconds ahead of his teammate Philip, who's in 2nd place. Philip, absolutely cracking debut, mate. You need to give yourself a pat on the back. Brilliant stuff. BX still holding on to that 3rd place. I think he's going to be disadvantaged through the corners, but as I say, that thing is an absolute weapon, isn't it, along the straights. Alex still in 4th place currently. Kep still there in 5th. Very, very close between them 3. Bomber is up to 6th place. We got Capel there in 7th. Bit of a gap between 6th, 7th and 8th. Chris is currently in 8th place and McKenna in 9th. As I say, we're down to 9 drivers now, which is a bit of a shame, isn't it? 39 minutes and 30 seconds in, so we got another 30 seconds left of this race. I think if he wanted to, he could pull up and have a sandwich now, have a bit of a cup of coffee, maybe even have a beer. Perhaps he'd even open that Champers early, you never know. I think we are now looking at your new Tier 1 champion. 6.7 seconds up the road of his teammate, who is going to come through La Source for the 18th time. Is BX going to be able to start another lap? Yes, he is. So these 3, the battle is going to continue for the next lap. Bomber's going to finish in 6th place. We've got Chris in 7th. Capel will finish 8th place. McKenna in 9th. Iggy now on a bit of a victory lap. He's not got to work for it now, has he? He could just do a bit of showboating if he wants. As I say, he could probably pull up to the side of the track, open up that bottle of Champers, start getting a little bit sticky with the bubbles. Philip, absolutely cracking debut from Philip. He'll be well happy with that. Absolutely cracking 2nd place, so cracking 1st, 2nd for the BMW M6 boys. BX is still trying to firmly hold on to that 3rd place. Kep, that was so unlucky. Kep, he saw it slip through his fingers. That Peugeot just too much along the straights. Alex still giving him a run for his money though. He's still right up the gearbox of BX in that McLaren 650S. I think this is where the battle is at the moment, so we're going to stay on board with these guys for as long as we can. Obviously they will be coming through the final sector. These guys are coming through the middle sector now. Obviously the front 2 will be coming through the final sector, and we will go on board with the race leader as he comes through the bus stop. But we're going to have to wait here. Oh, it's Alex. He's looking for the move. He's looking for the move now. Has he managed to get it done? He's up to 3rd place. BX is dropping to 4th. And Kep's come back through as well. Kep, can he take that 4th place away from BX? Looking like Alex might be on for the podium now. Ben saying in the chat, he threw it away. Ben, don't be too hard on yourself, brother. There's been some absolutely cracking racing this evening, mate. You can't be too hard on yourself, mate. Don't worry about it. You can come back strong next round. But second place, Alex. I think that's his first podium of the season. Go on, Alex. There he goes, and can Kep take BX? No, BX finishes in 4th place, and Kep in 5th. Bomber 6th, Chris 7th, Capel was 8th. Oh, what a race that was. That was an absolutely cracking race towards the end there. A shame to have lost as many drivers as we did. We only had 9 drivers towards the end there, but what an absolutely cracking display of racing that was. Well done, Iggy. I think we can safely say Iggy is now your new Tier 1 champion. I think he'll be getting a nice little glittery crown and all that. He'll be getting the champers out as well. I think he can definitely celebrate with his new teammate Philip. And what a teammate Philip has been for him this evening as well. Philip getting a 2nd place in his debut. Absolutely cracking race. Alex, turn out for the books for Alex. Managing that 3rd place at the end there. He managed to take that 3rd podium slot. That was unlucky, Kep. I honestly thought Kep was going to get it. In fact, it was looking like BX may have got it towards the end there. That Peugeot, absolute weapon along the straights. Where did he come from? He just seemed to keep coming out of nowhere, didn't he? But anyway, that was round 7, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. Obviously, we'll see the stewards' reports very soon. I'll try and get some information as to what happened to some of the drivers that did drop out. As I say, I don't know what happened to Sonic. Not sure if that was a disconnect or whether he was actually maybe even kicked from the race. I'm not sure. I don't think it was a rage quit. He was in quite a good position, so yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. But yeah, anyway, that was round 7, guys. I'll be back with you for round 8. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Tier 1 drivers from the Aero League Racing's Gt7 series, and I will see you again. Good night.